Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the recent session of Lazy Cast. We are so happy to have you here today. Our group has six members: Lê Nguyễn Thị Hương Giang, Đồng Nhất Hoa, Nguyễn Thị Như Ý, Trần Lý Thu Ngân, Bành Thủy Ngân, and me, Phan Trường Thịnh. So now we're so happy to have you here today, and our group is excited to talk about an important topic in English grammar. Is the position of adverb in a sentence. Now, you may be wondering why does it matter? Well, placing adverb correctly can make your writing and speaking more clear, natural, and professional. If you ever felt unsure about where to put words like always, sometimes, or quickly in a sentence, don't worry, you're not alone. Today, we will break it down for you. So first, let's start with the basics. What's an adverb? An adverb is mean a word that modifies a verb, an adjective, or even another adverb. In simple terms, it tells how, when, where, and how often something happens. So let's look at some example. She speaks softly. They arrive early. He look everywhere for his case, and we always eat dinner at 7. So when you read the example, maybe you have some question like, how does she speak? When did they arrive? Where did he look? Or how often do we eat dinner at 7? Now, here where things get interesting. Adverbs can appear in three main positions in a sentence. It's wrong position, mid position, and end position. So wrong position is mean before the subject. Mid position is mean between a subject and the main verb, or after an auxiliary verb. End position is mean after the verb or after object. Each position follows different rules and can slightly change the meaning of sentences. That's why it's important to understand how to use them correctly. So let's get started by looking at adverb in the wrong position by Thu Ngân.
Now, let's talk. Now, let's talk about adverb in the wrong positions. When an adverb is placed at the beginning of a sentence, it often as emphasis, connects ideas, or set the tone of the sentence. Common adverbs that appear in the wrong position include adverb of manner. Example is slowly, carefully, gently. Adverb of time. Example is finally, suddenly, yesterday. Adverb of attitude. Exercise uncom- unspontaneously, surprisingly, clearly. Here are some examples. Slowly he walked into the room. Finally, she understood the solution to the problem. Unfortunately, we missed the last chance. When using an adverb in the wrong positions, we usually add a comma after it, especially in written English. However, not all adverbs can go in the wrong positions. For example, adverb of frequency, like always, often, rarely, never, do not. usually go at the beginning of a sentence. Now, let's move on adverb in the mid positions.
Okay, hello everyone. Now let's talk to a part of a verb in mid position. I will show you about what does it mean. Its mean usually appear between the subject and the main verb. The exact placement depends on the type of verb in the sentence, and there are three main types of rulers. The first one is rulers for the mid-precision adverb with one main verb and with auxiliary verb. Its main unit just avoid placing a verb between a main verb and a following form or infinitive. There are three main types of verb to be comes after the verb and comes before the verb. For example, we will show for you about, for example, the first one is after the verb. She is always kind to order. They are usually very punctual. And the next is before the verb. For example, he often visits his grandparents and I rarely watch TV at night. After the first auxiliary verb, if you can control that, for example, she has never been to Japan, they will probably come to the party. And avoid is mean that placing a verb between a main verb and a following form or infinitive. For example, she quickly started running. No, yes, she started quickly running. Incorrect. And you need to note about is mid-precision adverb are most commonly used with frequency adverbs such as always, usually, often, sometimes, rarely, and finally is never. And the next one I will read for Nhất Hoa. She will talk particularly about adverb in end precision.
Hi everyone, my name is Nipan. Today I'm here to talk to you about adverb in end positions. So what does it mean? Adverbs in the end position are placed after the main verb or the object. Subject common position for adverbs of manner, place, and time. Uh, we have four main contents about rules for end position adverbs. Now, let's find out together. Firstly, order of adverbs in and positions, manner, how, place, where, time, when. For example, she sang beautifully in the concert last night. Manner plus place plus time. They played football in the park yesterday. Place plus time. So secondly, prepositional phrases usually follow adverbs. One example is she went downstairs to the kitchen. Play plus place. Next, some adverbs always appear at the end of a sentence. He looked everywhere for his key. She goes jogging daily. And finally, if an adverbial phrase is much longer than another, place the number at the end. They left at 5 o'clock in the morning after a long discussion. Now, let's look at some common mistakes when placing adverbs.
Hello everyone, I'm Như Ý. Even though we now understand the different position of a verb, there are still some common mistakes learners make. Let's go through some of them and correct them together. Common mistake and correction. Number one, incorrect. I try to visit every week my parents. Correct. I try to visit my parents every week. Next, number 2. Incorrect. She kindly offered to help me. Correct. She offered to help me kindly. Number 3. Incorrect. The resident welcome the new police warmly to improve transport. Correct. The resident warmly welcome the new police to improve transport. Tip to avoid mistake. Follow the manner, place, time order in the end position. Avoid placing a verb between a verb and its infinity form. Be carefully with a verb that change meaning depending on their placement. Now, let's move on to some practice each side.
Hello everyone. Today I'm gonna go through a simple exercise on adverb placement. Basically, we have sentences with adverb in brackets, and our job is to put them in the right spot. And maybe some adverb have only one correct position, while others can go in more than one place. So let's check them out. Number one, I expect Catalina to win the race. Or I expect Catalina to win the race easily. Both are fine. Easily describe how Catalina win. And number two, he regretted missing the concert. This one has only one good spot. Correctly emphasize how much he regretted it. Number three, I hated playing the piano, although my parents thought I loved it. Secretly means I kept my feeling hidden. And number four, he calmly started to walk across the bridge over the gorge, or he started to walk calmly across the bridge over the gorge. Um, Both work, cause calmly showed he wasn't scared. And number five, she kindly offered to do the work. There is only one position here. Kindly tells us she was being nice. Number six, Bruno hurriedly finished speaking and sat down, or Bruno finished speaking hurriedly and sat down. Both sound okay. Hurriedly show he was in a rush. Number seven, I simply don't remember putting it down. Simply means I just don't remember. Number eight, we look forward to hearing from you soon. Uh, this is a set phrase, so we don't have move soon anywhere. Number nine, they deliberately try to ignore me. Deliberately means they ignore me on purpose. Number 10, I don't completely pretend to understand the instruction, or I don't pretend to completely understand the instruction. Both sounds fine, cause completely change how much I understand. Um, so as you guys can see, adverb tells us things like where, when, or how something happened. So we have to make sure they go in the natural position. Some of them have only one correct spot, while others can move around a little. Let's go through it. step by step. And exercise 2. Complete the paragraph with correct adverb placement. We had a great time driving around Switzerland in July. Okay, so around Switzerland tells us where we were driving, so it's stick close to the verb driving. In July tells us when, and time usually comes at the end. Number 2, we flew into Zurich and hire a car at the airport. Nothing tricky here. At the airport is the place, so it just stay at the end. And number 3, we throw sound toward the lake and stay for the week in a beautiful cottage belonging to some friends of Kim's mother. Here we say throw sound because direction, like north, south, east, west, usually come right after the verb. Then toward the lakes add more details. And number 5, every morning we got up early at about 6 o'clock and went down to the nearby lake for a swim. Freezing but wonderful. Here, early tells us when we got up, so it's go right after got up. Then we add at about 6 o'clock to be more specific. Number 6. The next week we drove it and stayed briefly in the village where Kim had spent some time when she was a student. Briefly here describe how long we stay, so we put it before in the village. It makes more sense. And number 7, it's in a spectacular part of the country, but we had to drive carefully on the narrow, winding roads. Carefully here tells us how we drove, so it's go after drive, and the place on the narrow, winding roads comes after that. Number 8, finally we draw back to Zurich and caught the train home. Back come right after draw because it tells us where we were going, and home comes after caught the train because that is the destination. And number 9, we enjoyed ourselves enormously in Switzerland, and we are looking forward to going back there before too long. Here enormously describe how much we enjoy it, so we put it after enjoy ourselves. And there is the place, and before too long is the time, and time usually comes last in the sentence. And that's it. So basically, if an adverb tells us where, it usually goes right after the verb. If it tells us how, it's it close to the action. And if it tells us when, it's usually hang out at the end of the sentence. Hope that helps, and thanks for listening.
So that's bring us to the end of our sensation. Today, we learned how to correctly play adverb in different positions within your sentence, and we hope this makes it easier for you to use adverb naturally in your writing and speaking. If you have any question, please leave a comment below. We love to hear from you. So thank you all for listening. Goodbye.